If there's one thing Australian politicians love,
it's a gun buyback scheme. John Howard started the trend after the Port Arthur massacre in 1996, and since then various state and territory governments have been getting firearms out of the community through amnesties and financial incentives. The WA government was behind the eight ball, but is making up for lost time. That's 10,000 rifles, handguns and shotties about to be destroyed under the state's current buyback program.
crazy vision, so many guns.
Make Keanu Reeves pause. And that truckful is only half of them. There's another 10,000 out the back waiting to be decommissioned as well. So far, 13,000 rifles, 1,800 handguns and 500 shotguns have been handed in. The $63 million program was launched to compensate owners whose weapons will become illegal when WA's new Firearms Act comes into effect. And there are a further 70,000 guns out there which might also need to be forfeited. I use the word might advisedly. We don't know the details of the new regulations. That's the nitty-gritty rules of the actual act.
Well, we do know that you'll have to pass health tests.
Mental and physical.
I pinched the inside of my head.
We know that generally speaking you'll be able to own fewer guns and will probably have to join a shooting club to have them. Unless you're a farmer. The owners of the guns that have question marks still hanging over them have until August 31 to hand them in under the current buyback.
So it might be a late flood.
That's what the politicians are hoping, but I'm not so sure, and here's why. Let's say that a while ago, before the WA government started fretting about firearms and before it produced its easy-to-follow map about where to steal them, you wanted to buy a handgun. You went to your friendly neighbourhood gunsmith and purchased a .44 Magnum, which is popular because, as Clint Eastwood told us, it's
the most powerful handgun in the world and would blow your head clean off.
You bought it for $3,500. You were able to buy it even though it could
Blow your head clean off.
because you have a collector's licence. Fast forward 2 or 3 years and 200 or 300 picture opportunities for the Police Minister, and you have come to realise you might have to hand the Magnum in because you've failed the proposed but as yet undefined eligibility test.
Considered non-compliant under the new laws.
Because the new regulations will probably stipulate that instead of just saying you're an avid gun collector with a genuine interest in firearms history, you have to actually be an avid gun collector with a genuine interest in firearms history.
Hey, let me have a look at that thing.
You'll have to join the Clint Eastwood Film Prop Appreciation Society, for example.
Get off my lawn.
But you don't want to join the Clint Eastwood Film Prop Appreciation Society because it's as stupid as it sounds.
The fuck?
So you decide to get rid of the gun. Under the WA government's buyback scheme, you'll get a few $100 for it. Because it's voluntary, the government isn't beholden to pay anything coming close to fair market rates. So instead of handing it to the government, what do?
Sell privately.
Yes, you do. But the local market dead, because potential buyers are as reluctant to join the Clint Eastwood Film Prop Appreciation Society as you were.
Get in the truck.
So you
Sell to someone on the East Coast.
That's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to be transferring at least some of this problem to other jurisdictions. The WA government got ahead of the trend by making it more difficult to transport firearms out of the state. If your gun's worth less than about $1,000, there's really not much point, but it's still happening. That's a logistical problem for MPs to worry about. Here's the political problem. The Sporting Shooters Association of Australia is worried that the WA precedent might spur governments in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria to act. The association, which believes you can take my gun when you can prize it
from my cold, dead hands,
is going to throw a lot of money at unseating WA Labor MPs at the next election, which is in March. And while it's no NRA, there's still a big membership to draw donations from.
The SSAA has more than 130,000 members across the country.
So over the next few months, look out for politicians in marginal seats asking themselves whether they feel lucky.
Well, do you, punk?
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.